Hello.
Well, hello. How are you guys doing today? And today is actually an interesting story that brought me some humor. I've been watching Dave Ramsey or listening to Dave Ramsey for quite some time. I think I was 30, almost 31, when I got introduced to him from a billboard. And at the time, I think I was $250,000, about $250,000 in debt. And I followed his steps for the most part. I kept a little bit bigger emergency fund than $1,000 because at the time I had two houses. I also did go further into debt because an amazing deal came across the street when one of the houses came for sale. So that made me three houses. So I didn't want to pass that up, so I got a loan for that. So I mean, I may not have followed his path exactly, but I did hurry up and pay everything off. And that's where the amazing part of the story comes in, right? Because he's right. I mean, dude, everything he said was right. I mean, the whole debt snowball thing, I mean, it just rolled and rolled and rolled. And I mean, I knocked that debt out. I want to say I was, I want to say it took me almost eight years maybe.
That was fast. For three mortgages.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That was fast.
Yeah, it was. So, I was impressed with myself. I really was.
Good job.
Thank you. But what happened is after that I started doing more because he really doesn't really touch on. I mean, he does, but not very often does he touch on the wealth building portion of it because he doesn't get that far into explaining it usually. Usually when people call in, it's trying to get debt free. But I followed his path on that also. I was maxing out my 401k, maxing out a Roth IRA. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and then I was able to save money and put it into a mutual fund. I think I was making like 7 or 8%. And it took a few years, but I was actually able to pay cash for my fourth house. It was pretty awesome. And then shortly after I met her. So, went to the Philippines, everything like that. But as far as Dave Ramsey goes, I mean, his path works. However, January 2026, we saw a house. We bought some land. Okay, it makes this weird shape. And basically what it is there's a house on a half acre here. And we bought the land that comes up and then goes over top, and then it's an acre and a half. So we thought, man, how awesome would it be to add this property into this, like 2 full acres. Yeah. The house wasn't very big. It was a cute house. It was like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, I think is what it was. Or two, no, it was 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Outdated house.
It was older.
House.
It was older. It was 1960 something, I believe.
Yeah.
But it had good foundation. It had a septic tank instead of the city sewer and stuff because of where it's located at. It's like 3 miles from our house, so I mean, it's very close. And very convenient. And it came for sale for $200,000. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna put in a bid for $175. I figured I should be able to get a loan, no problem. Like Bank of America loan, like I could look it up right now, and I'm thinking I'm roughly just under, according to them, net worth of $600,000. And I was like, and my 3 mortgages that I had through them were actually Countrywide, and then Bank of America assumed Countrywide. And of course, I paid all that stuff off. So yeah, as of right now, today, it is saying my net worth with Bank of America is $579,886.25. So I figured it'd be a slam dunk. I mean, all I needed is like $110,000. I mean, I had like I think together we had $110,000 saved up.
Yeah.
But
gosh,
I wanted to keep an emergency fund, which is what Dave Ramsey would recommend anyway. And I wasn't able to pay cash, but Dave Ramsey has recommended that you get a small loan, pay it off quickly, which I had every intention of paying off like in 3 years. Like I was actually going to stop my 401k investing just to hammer it out. I mean, because I'm like I said, I'm maxing it out every year, and that's what because I turned 50 last year in 2025, so I'm able to do that extra. Like was it 7,500? Now it's 8,000. I think is what you're able to do for catch up now this year in 2026. But I talked to the realtor. And the realtor showed up there and showed us the house and everything. And then we went ahead and called this other realtor up, told them what was going on. And she's like, hey, are you pre-approved? Are you this or you that? I was like, no problem. So that Sunday, I went ahead and entered all the stuff into Bank of America. And, of course, they called me back Monday and said, hey, sorry, you have no credit score. I was like, and? What's your point? I said, I got one IRA with you guys that's worth 3 times when I'm even asking for it. You know, I said, you want to use a house for collateral? Nope. You ain't got a credit score. I can't. I got 4 bought and paid for houses, and you're going to tell me I can't use one? Hell, roll the dice, pick a couple of them. I don't care. You know, draw them out of a hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just pick whatever one you want. I don't care.
Mini, miny, mo.
I mean, you know, I don't care. Nope. You ain't got a credit score. Well, what the hell? That makes no sense. So the realtor had already told me about this guy that works for Rocket Mortgage.
Yep.
I was like, all right. So
People
I called
are also recommending them on TikTok.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, I'll call the local one here. I called him up. No, I can't. He says, let me try to do a manual underwriting. I was like, okay. All right. How long does that take? About 30 minutes. He called me like 22 minutes later. He called me back. He's like, hey. He says, is your credit frozen or something? No. I just never used it. I mean, there's been times, like, it's super weird. Like, I'll go to, like, Best Buy, and we bought, like, a stereo for her car. And for whatever reason, they say, you sign up for this credit card, you can get $50 off or something like that. And, of course, I got declined.
All the time.
Yeah, Northern Tool declined us. I think Home Depot declined. Hell, Sprint, back when Sprint was actually a company, they wouldn't let me have a cell phone because I was too high risk. Now, back then, I was broke, so I don't blame them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't broke, but I mean, I had enough where I could have paid like the whole year, you know, service for unlimited talk, text, and data, but they said no, so I was like, all right. So I went down to T-Mobile. T-Mobile said, yeah, sure, get your phone right now. Okay, thanks, you know. And then, of course, Sprint called back a week later. But no, it's just something I've dealt with for quite a bit, you know, once I started paying everything off. And then this house here, like I said, it just, he called me back about the manual underwriting. I said, yeah, you can. He says, your credit frozen. You know? And he's like, so I called the realtor back. Like, hey, man, I don't know what to do. And she's like, I guess I can't buy. I mean, it's weird. And I explained to her my my finances and everything. Like, man, I got $1.5 million net worth. And they're like, yeah, call that Dave Ramsey, that Churchill Mortgage. Oh, that's right. Dave Ramsey advertised like every other commercial break. Churchill Mortgage, manual underwriting. I was like, called him up, right? I guess the lady was I think she was in some conference in Tennessee or something at the time. She came back to Kansas City that night. And I think I waited a day to get a hold of her. Like, I filled out all the online information, how many houses I got, and I owe nothing on them. And I think they want to know the personal property tax. They want to know, they want to know how much the houses were insured for and all that stuff. I was like, all right, that's fine. It's made sense. You know, you want to know how much the value of the houses are. So I looked it all up, gave it all to her. And I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm going to have to look this up for you. But she literally texted me, I can't help you because you ain't got a credit score.
Fucking credit score.
And I'm like, what? Hold on. What? I don't have a credit score. You're doing manual underwriting. I don't need a credit score for manual underwriting. I was like, you see all the houses, right? You see the retirement accounts. You see all this stuff. I mean, retirement alone, I've got, about $500,000, I think, in retirement accounts. I mean, how are you not going to get paid? Like, I have nothing else better to do with money. I throw it into these accounts that I can't touch till I retire anyway. So, let's see here. I'm going to look this up. There's something you want to say about this, sweetie? Because I'm going to look this up real quick.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. It's just frustrating. We really like that house because it's a good addition to our property, but we couldn't get it because we don't have a credit score. So at the age of 29, I'm just starting my... I applied for a credit card, and of course, every time I use it, I paid it the next day. Right.
So, yeah, I told her, I says, one of us are going to need a credit score so that way we can...
You want me to look it up?
Sure. I made the reference to, one of us needs a credit score apparently, so we can do small loans like this. Like I said, it was more of a convenience thing than anything. I didn't need the house. It was cute, don't get me wrong. I wanted to add it to my portfolio is all I was trying to do. And the lady from...
Here, I found it.
You found it? Okay. All right, so it says, hey, Jeff, this is Joanna with Churchill Mortgage. Sorry for the delay on not getting back to you yesterday as I had hoped. I had some issues getting connected to info at the hotel, unfortunately. Churchill Mortgage is not going to have any available options for you for purchasing the investment property if interested without a credit score.
Without a credit score.
The one option I hope to be able to use is no longer available, and We can only offer primary residence purchase options without a credit score. Thank you for the opportunity. So I was like, do you want me to just say it's gonna be my primary residence? I mean, I'm gonna have a loan only for a few years. This gal got all dramatic. It's like, oh, no, that's dishonest. Oh, no shit.
Yeah, Danny said yeah.
I was like, even the chicken's like,
That's a
no,
chicken.
even the chicken's like, no shit. I wasn't trying to scam nobody. I just asked her, is this what you want me to do? You know, it is what it is. And no. I could have just said no. I mean, come on. A guy asks a girl out for a date, and she says no, you walk away. I mean, no. What the hell? So, but no, it was, you know, it was crazy. It was different, and it was weird. And it just, I can't believe how our banking system has gotten, you know, to where the credit score is just so important. I mean, how? I mean,
How and why? I mean, we already have money in the bank. If we don't pay, take it off.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe I could have gotten hurt. Maybe at my age, maybe it's more of an age discrimination thing, you know, where they're like, oh, you're 51, you ain't going to live long to pay off this 3-year loan.
I mean, you're a truck driver. You're making fortune.
Right. Well, I mean, not all truck drivers make a fortune. Or they make a fortune. They just don't know how to invest it.
They do make
They
fortune.
spend it wisely.
There you
Well,
go.
I don't know wisely, they spend it. But no. It was just crazy on how the credit score is such a
Big deal nowadays.
It is. It's just a huge, like, renting a car. They want you to have a credit card most of the time. I mean, Enterprise is pretty good about using a debit card. You know, like I said, going to the different places where we applied for credit cards just to get that discount. I mean, I wasn't actually going to use the credit. I mean, they paid the credit card off, obviously, just throw it away. But Bank of America had a credit card with them. I thought it'd be a good little emergency credit card. You know, they're going to have like a $2,000 limit. And,
Sorry for our chicken.
I don't be sorry. They're just chickens doing their thing. But, no, it's just really crazy on how that credit score is held so. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, like I said, you could have thought they could have took a house or two and used it for collateral, right? I mean, I understand you don't want to use vehicles for collateral because they break down all the time, and they go from, you know, 20,000 down to 5,000 pretty quickly. But a house, they don't really do that. I mean, what we had 2008 when we had that huge housing crash. You know, yeah, the prices went down to half, almost half, or right at half.
Yeah.
But like I said, you want to take a cut. You want 3 houses for collateral. I don't care. It's just.
But let me add this. I think Dave Ramsey and Churches Hill should have a note or PS that kind of underwriting for them is only available for first-time owner.
Home buyers, yeah, first-time home buyers. So it's got to be your primary residence, I guess.
Yeah, that's
maybe that's what it is. We don't know because we didn't qualify. And you know, she said, no, that's dishonest. So anyway, you know, I don't know. That was just funny for me. I'm sorry.
And if you're doing the Dave Ramsey, still keep your credit card, or else you're gonna get fucked later on if you have other house.
I'm not going to agree to that. I'm not going to agree to that. Go ahead and just.
They need the credit score. How are you gonna get a credit score?
Well, we just said for primary residence, you didn't need it.
Yeah. What if they already have?
Said that.
What if we have the same scenario like us? We need the money, but we couldn't get loan because we don't have credit card. So still do credit card, but in moderation, or be responsible.
I mean, if you want to. I mean, if you're at the point to where you're actually developing wealth, apparently you've got your handle on money. So if you want to get a credit card and keep it small just to keep that little bit of a credit score so you can get them discounts at Best Buy, Northern Tool, Home Depot, Harbor Tool and Freight, you know, to get those discounts, I guess you do kind of need that credit score for that. So, I mean, it's kind of sad, though, that you have to have a credit score to get a discount. I mean, what? Good luck out there with your financial futures, and I hope you all the best of luck. I want to see everybody do great. I really do.
Of course, in this economy.
But
In this economy, we need to be better. Everything is so expensive.
It's just the world needs to be better, in all honesty. Because she's from the Philippines, I found out that a lot of the stuff that goes on here that we don't like goes on there. I mean, it seems like the world's the same no matter where you go. Just different people, you know, different traditions, things like that. But in this case here, you know, have a good time with your financial futures. It is a lot of fun when you start getting into the heavy investing.
Invest.
It does get a lot of fun. So, thank you guys for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this a little bit.
Bye.